Hi everyone, today we are doing a review of the SerpentFire Tarot. Some of you will remember that I did a reveal of this deck on the channel and I really wasn't feeling it when I did the opening, or excuse me, the unboxing of the deck. I already have the She-Wolf Tarot by the same author and artist, and I really like the She-Wolf Tarot. So I was almost feeling as if this was kind of a knockoff when I first did the opening. And this is why I like to do a review after a reveal, because this deck has really grown on me. Now, I did also have a little bit of a dramatic process getting this deck. This was supposed to be one of the last printings, and I waited over, I think it was almost like a year and a half for this deck. COVID happened after I ordered the deck, and then a bunch of the decks were lost in a shipment. They got, I guess something happened with the boat that they were coming across on, and everything got ruined that was there, and so they had to reprocess, and then the author was sick, and so it was a really, really long time. Now, when I purchased this deck, I think I paid $70 for the deck plus shipping. It is a self-produced deck, and so that's not, completely ridiculous price to pay, but it is certainly an investment deck at that price. And I do believe she may be doing one last printing. I'm not sure, but I will post the link and everything with all of her information in the description box below. So yeah, my first, my unboxing first impressions was just that I wasn't really in love with this deck. I wasn't really feeling it. So I thought this would be one that I ended up gifting in the end to someone. However, I've used this deck a great deal in client readings throughout the month of August, and I've ended up really, really loving her voice. She's definitely different than She-Wolf. So if you do have the She-Wolf deck as well, and you're on the fence, she's not the same energy or feel as the She-Wolf Tarot. So I just want to, clarify that for you. So when you purchase a box, it comes in a tuck box like this, and the back says, rekindle your love for the divine feminine as you trace her footsteps through vast desert landscapes and fantastical atmospheres to deepen your self-knowledge. Now, I should say a large reason why I purchased this is because Elizabeth Taylor and Stevie Nicks are featured in this deck, and many of you know that I love Elizabeth Taylor and Stevie Nicks. So one of my wonderful clients and friends had said to me, I really think you need this deck because of this, and that's why I had originally set up to purchase it. So this is the tuck box, and then on the inside is the Eye of Horus, and then it says, awaken now to your desert dreamscape, look within and find the gentle language of your spirit. This vision quest is yours and yours alone, the alchemical path of air, fire, water, and stone. Take strength from the energy, find solace in the lessons, hear the wisdom of the sages passed down through the ages. So that is the tuck box, and then this is the little guidebook. It's definitely better than like a little white book, and she does have, keywords, upright meaning, shadow meaning, and then mantras for each of the cards. So just to kind of give you an example here of what it looks like in the tuck box, in the guidebook, excuse me. And so I like, underneath each, not underneath, but at the top of the card description, it will tell you where the moon is for the specific cards. And then like here she has Two of Swords, Moon and Libra, spiritual path making. I kind of like that she gives you like an additional kind of key phrase or title to the card, so that if you're a seasoned reader, you can kind of enjoy taking yourself on a different journey, perhaps, than you typically would with the guidebook itself and the imagery in the cards. So the guidebook itself is, I don't know, she doesn't have a number on the pages, but it's short and sweet, but still does have some wisdom. It's worth giving it a read. And I should say Devaney Wolf is the artist and author, and the guidebook was edited by Michael Morit. I forgot to say that at the beginning. So here's the card backings. Really beautiful, very Egyptian feel. Both decks, the SerpentFire Tarot and the She-Wolf Tarot have very Egyptian feels to them. So if you work with that mythology a lot, if you work with those pantheons a lot, you'll enjoy these decks. gold gilded edging here, really beautiful. And then of course here's my favorite depiction of anything or anyone in the deck, Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra, as the Empress, which is really, really beautiful. The cardstock is really delicious and breaks in quickly and well. It's a deck that's definitely up there in my favorites, and so far as shuffling it, it's really enjoyable. It's an enjoyable shuffle. You're looking at a typical Rider-Waite-Smith size in length, but it's a little bit thinner in width, just so that you know. But the cardstock is absolutely delightful. I should say, and I keep forgetting to do this with this deck, there is nudity in this deck. So if you do have little kids around, this may not be the video for them, but there's definitely nudity in this deck. There's nudity in the she-wolf as well, and I think it's beautiful and very artistic and absolutely speaks to the messages in the cards. So like here's 6 of Pentacles. I just like how with some of the imagery, she's kind of encouraging you to think about things a little bit differently, and you definitely do get a focus of the Divine Feminine on this deck, with this deck, excuse me. Camera and laptop are lagging for some reason, so I do apologize for that, but I want to get this video out since I started it. So here's the star. Isn't that beautiful? And there's a lot of, there's a lot happening with the play of contrast between white and black and sacred geometry, as well as symbolism in the imagery. I love this one. So absolutely beautiful. This image of the tower is fascinating to me. It keeps pulling me in. It makes me want to sit with this card, journal with this card, journey with this card, and just spend some time in her company. I think it's a really fascinating reflection of the polarity that the tower does speak to, and also, the rebirth that's contained within the ending. I think that's also hinted at here in a really beautiful way. So as far as her personality, she is super communicative, super talkative. She's loved to do readings with clients. She's really shown up a lot in readings. And side note, I love this 10 of Wands, guys. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. Yeah, she's really, really, she is just a dream, a song to read with, a song to read with. Very clear voice, very easy for me as a reader to understand the nuances she's trying to speak to for clients. And, accessing more shadow or hidden aspects for myself as well has been really enjoyable with this deck. And I've gotten a lot out of reading with her. Even just insofar as like the brass tacks, when you're a card reader by profession, you're always trying to improve on your craft. You're always trying to come back to spreads and look at them in new ways in your downtime when you're not reading for others. And so this deck is really easy to go to new places with, and it feels fresh when you work with her. Even though at first I was really reticent and really not feeling her at all. And I was, honestly disappointed that I had spent the money and then had to wait so long to get her. But like I said, over the month of August, I really came to understand her voice as a sacred feminine and experience, look at this 8 of Pentacles, guys, and experience her energy. Here's 2 of Pentacles. I love that one. And I'm super stoked that I have her. I love this 3 of Swords. As you guys know, that's like one of my tells if I'm going to like a deck or not, and I do love this 3 of Swords. It's a really beautiful rendition. Here's Stevie as the page. And there's 10 of Swords, which I loved as well. I'm really glad that I ended up getting this deck, and I love 6 of Cups here. Isn't that beautiful with the Yoni? So gorgeous. It's definitely the tonality of it is very 70s. It's like jewel tones, but very faded. It's got this almost sepia tinge in certain places, and you see a lot of ochre. And then there is that contrast of the black and white in the symbolism that she's bringing in. So it's definitely a deck that you're going to want to spend time with and get to know. And some of the symbolism, you can look at as like, well, if you already have the Star Child Tarot or whatever, you know, at first you might kind of feel like with imagery like this, like where, you know, I already have a deck that's kind of similar like that, but the colors are very different. This author and artist's voice is very different from the Star Child Tarot series of decks. And I think there's a lot to get out of her. It's just about spending a little time with her at first. So if it is something you're considering investing and you know, you're on the fence, but you're a seasoned reader, I think it's one that you can get something out of. Here's Eight of Swords. No, but it's really going to be about if you're willing to, or if you have time to spend time with the deck. Because I think just as, you know, also, well, I can also say from a collector standpoint, if you just like the artwork, it's a lovely deck. So it, you know, if you're someone who just likes to have beautiful decks around you and it's not so much about reading with them, then I think you can still find some enjoyment and worth in the investment of this deck. But I think if you really are willing to spend time with it, you're going to get a lot out of the readings that you choose to, you know, step into sacred space with this deck with. Let me just see if there was any. As you guys know, I don't show you guys all the cards because I like you to, you know, have a little surprise if you're going to get it. Oh, here, Five of Cups. I love this Five of Cups. Isn't that gorgeous? So I recommend this deck if you're feeling drawn to connect with it, if you're feeling drawn to spend time with it, and if you want to purchase it. Now, as I said, I'm not 100% sure about if she's doing another printing, but I will put her website in the information box down below so that you can go there and check it out and see. And I'm definitely really loving working with her. I'm loving working with her for readings. She's definitely sacred feminine focused. So if you're looking to bring in more of the divine feminine into your practice, or to harmonize or balance a portion of your practice or yourself or your journey in regards to the divine feminine, this is a deck that's going to give you that connection really beautifully. So I would say it's one to consider if you are looking for decks like that. And in fact, I might do a video for the channel next week on decks to connect with the divine feminine and the divine masculine if you are looking for that in your practice as well. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully next week I'll be able to get that recorded for everyone. But I actually am changing my viewpoint on this deck after post-reveal, post-unboxing. I'm really enjoying working with her. She's absolutely gorgeous. And there's a lot to get out of your time with her that's really special. And if you're someone who likes to do involved spreads, big spreads, and who is wanting to kind of think outside of the box with traditional tarot meanings as well, this is definitely a deck you can get, you can have that experience with. So, as always, I am sending you all much love and many blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.